tasty perfume. Monday afternoon, April 27th. How is everybody doing? Hope you're doing great. I am wonderful. Going crazy, sitting around doing absolutely nothing, looking forward to getting this stuff open back up and we can get back to normal, hopefully. I'm going to make sure that everything is sounding great. I've got some special guests standing by. We're going to bring them on screen here. Look at this. Jerry and Amy Frosting from j&aracing. Hey, guys. How are you?
Howdy, Rockstar.
Man, you guys look great. You guys got the Bahama tan going on. I love it, man.
Yeah. It must be the nice LED light to have in my office.
I'm going to tell you because I look really pale. I need to come broadcast from your studio. We get a whole lot better.
I'm on.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
Hanging in there.
Awesome. Well, hey, just little Rockstar TV here, just trying some new stuff out, and wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about j&aracing. Some people may know you, maybe not know you. I know a lot of people who a lot of our bands know because obviously we booked them a lot. But wanted to talk a little bit about the start of j&aracing a little bit, and I'm glad both of you guys are here. So take it away.
Well, thanks for having us.
Awesome. So Jerry, can you guys talk a little bit about as far as the the beginning, like with kind of maybe even starting like with Final Kick when you guys kind of started there and then took over the marathon, Shamrock Marathon and everything?
Yeah. So in '96, we opened Final Kick Sports, which was a running triathlon store. Just really because we loved the running community. We were runners and triathletes, and the Shamrock Marathon was the local race. So not only did we participate in it for years, but coached a lot of athletes, and just really got excited because we loved that event. It's Amy's PR. I qualified for Boston there. It's just a great time of year. We loved it. The owners saw the passion that we had for it and approached us. They had run it for 30 years. And said they wanted someone to take it over that loved it as much as they did. Would we be interested in purchasing the rights to take it over? And being not real smart, we were like, well, how hard can that be? Sure, we'd love to do that.
Did you guys have any hesitation? Because it's funny is that as many years I've known you guys, I've never talked to you about this, but was there ever when they called you, had this conversation, hang the phone up, you looked at each other, did you know, or was it like, oh my gosh, what are we doing?
No, we was like, yeah, this sounds cool. And, I don't think and at the time it was, 3,000 people, which is large, but we just loved it and said, yeah, we want to be more involved in it.
But back in the day, they didn't even have online registration. So it's all paper registration. People filled out, and then mailed in checks to our home address because we didn't have an office for for Shamrock. So it was kind of it was definitely a shot in the dark by saying yes. And I don't know that we really thought about it. We said, sure, yeah, we'll do that.
And then really started just traveling around, and Amy's really got the marketing and we just started going to all the races, and I think kind of our love for it and passion for it came out. We just said, just come try it. And you've been involved with it for so long. It is, it's a great time of year. It's kind of kicking off the spring. It's St. Patty's Day. It's good party. The hotels it's before the season. So it just kind of exploded. And through the years, it, grew from the 3,000 to, we were expecting 25,000 this year. It took off, and we ended up having to get an office. It led to, we sold the store, and it has grown into now it's led us to put on 6 other events, Shamrock still being, our Super Bowl.
So let's just talk about current state of affairs. I mean, obviously it's like, use the Super Bowl. It's like, 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, guys, we can't have Shamrock. I mean, the running community in general, I know that you guys were kind of running the line because the governor, everybody else was talking about one thing, and you guys started the tent already. And if people who don't know, j&aracing puts on the best party for Shamrock. They bring in this tent that holds about 10,000 people and throw a 3-day party. It's amazing, but it takes 2 weeks to get everything started to kind of get set up on the operational side. You guys plan all year long, but on the operational side, you guys were like, all right, we're still going. I mean, to be able to kind of let the air out of the balloon on that, that'd be a very tough decision. Obviously, it was the right decision, the smart decision. Kind of talk about that as far as how you guys felt and where you guys are at today. Kind of, I know you guys have done some different things. You just did the ODU race that you guys did online virtually, which was a really good success. Saw a lot of good posts and a lot of good tags on that. Can you guys kind of touch on how you guys have dealing with everything?
Sure. So Shamrock was kind of a perfect storm with the COVID-19 because it was 1 week out. So it was the Thursday before the week before we were launching everything for Shamrock Weekend. So we were not really getting, it was the same day, I guess the governor had shut down and put us under was emergency.
On Friday. It was the day before they did that.
Right. So we made the decision ourselves without the city telling us we couldn't do it at the time, just because we saw it all coming. It was easy, and we wanted to make sure we gave our participants enough time to not travel here, because a lot of people traveled, even from different countries for this race. So we wanted to give everybody the most notice possible for the race. So we canceled it on Thursday, March 12th. We, contacted all of our sponsors, all of our participants, let them know what the options were. What we wanted to do is kind of make it a virtual run instead of a actual live run, and mailed out 25,000 packets to all the participants, which we're thankful they're finally going to be finished mailing out on Wednesday.
That's a task.
Yeah, we've become a mail house. So we went from becoming an event management company to a mail house. It's been crazy. So the next race up was Big Blue, and we had enough time for that race to kind of prepare people and let them know that it was going to be a virtual 5K, and that was this past weekend. And we've kind of just segued now into a virtual race company, because people can't obviously get together in large groups. And we're mailing packets, and people sign up, and it gives them a goal. Big Blue was so much fun this weekend, seeing all the posts online about people completing it. Everybody can enter in their results of how they did. And it just gives a little bit of a community without having to be next to your best friends. You're kind of doing it as feeling like you're doing it with other people.
I mean, again, we're playing music for you guys, and then obviously booking and doing operations for you guys for a number of years. You guys are two of the most personal people I've ever met, where there could be 10,000 runners, and I know that you guys always take the time to say hi, because everybody does want to talk to you. But you guys are, literally, generally love what you do, which, in the capacity of what you do, I think a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, behind the scenes, I don't want to do this. You guys are the same you are behind the scenes, you're on the scenes in front of people. I think that kind of carries on to a lot of people, where they come to the races where they're really excited to be there. And you guys have kind of taken that on the virtual side too. And it's obviously, it's just not the two of you guys. You have a great support staff that works around you, and kind of gets things ready. Jerry, I know you probably started thinking about this on March the 12th. What does racing and races, what do they look like in the future? Have you guys started talking about this? What can we expect?
Oh yeah. And again, I think it just with that Shamrock, it just got to be where it just wasn't safe. This is their home, in their community, and with 25,000 participants, we've got 2,000 volunteers and spectators, and I think we always say we love what we do and we love where we do it. So I think racing in the future, I think we'll adapt. I think runners are a great community. They're strong. They're They want to be together. They want to celebrate. We are already looking towards the fall, and hopefully we can, get back together then with just some safety measures as far as gloves and maybe less touch points. And, who knows where this is going to go? I think that's their biggest challenge is every day you read something different. But I think if we stay all together and be good to each other, I mean, I really think the positivity, there's a lot of good that's come through this. I mean, we see, and you do too, all the families out walking and riding. I mean, people are together. We need to eliminate all the negativity, figure out how to
I've seen more runners. I will tell you, I've seen more runners than I have in a long time. I mean, I know where you got, on Short Drive where the office is, that's, always the bridge. Going back and forth for you guys, is it the same? Because where I am at over here by the courthouse, I see more people in the morning, in the afternoon. They are out, and it's not just solo runners; it's families that are running together.
You're right.
Which is kind of inspiring, and which I love always seeing is that I love seeing race shirts from prior races. So I'm like, oh, that's a J&A race. That's Wicked Run. That's that, and you see so much because obviously you guys don't just throw, hey guys, show up, run the race. Here's a beer. You guys throw a party. You guys take. I've been in the meetings where you guys look at shirts and look at 27 designs and go, well, that one's good, but we really like this one because it's those little details. And I watched Jerry on the course move a cone 2 inches because he wants it to be perfect. Or like to sit there and with Chris Morin, to sit there and look at different things to make them better. I mean, even the smallest thing, which I think a lot of people don't know what you guys exactly do because they do just show up. They don't see all the chaos behind the curtain because you guys do make it look so easy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we've got good people around us, and you've been a big part of that. Where, Eric's saying is, with everything, do you like it? And if, I like it, but do you love it? And if you don't love it, and every detail, if you don't love it, then we don't do it. We're runners, and I think that we know what runners like because we know what we like, and we try to. Sometimes we try to put on the events more as a runner than as a race director because we want to give them the experience that we would want. And like I said, moving forward, we're going to need to continue to make them feel safe, as safe as possible without jeopardizing or compromising the event side of it. Runners don't want to just come and run and leave. You want to see your friends and
it's the party. You know all about it.
They want to hear your band.
It's definitely the part. I mean, I think that's what's great about it is that people who are not runners, who see people run like, oh my gosh, I've got to get through this. But then they come in and they go by a Shamrock and they see all these people on the boardwalk and like, man, this is absolutely amazing. I want to be a part of this. And I mean, I don't think a lot of people know too is that you guys have a core staff, but your volunteer army of Marines, of just high school kids, marching bands is enormous. And the fact that you guys can coordinate all that, I think, is just an amazing, because people do want to be a part of it. They see the smiles, they watch the videos, they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, and the volunteers make people want to be a part of it. Amy and I, we're the J&A, so we get lots of pats on the backs, but we couldn't do it without them. And I think that whole key volunteers, all of the volunteers, see Amy and I out there doing everything that we ask them to do. So they feel a part, they are a part of it. And I think they feel that. I think since they feel that, runners can feel that the volunteers care. They're not just out there to get a letter of community service. They want to be there. And
that's a big part of it too. Are the volunteers. I mean, I feel like runners are going to want to come back. They want to compete and they're going to be ready for it. But then it's also getting these volunteers to feel comfortable enough to come back to do volunteer at the races.
They're as much in participants as the participants. It's and spectators. I mean, I think we've got to look at all of that and make sure that everybody is comfortable, excited, and ready to be together.
And I just had it on the site, and it went away. I had there's actually a section for volunteers that they can go on, and I cannot find it now. But you can go to the JNA website and you can see, and you can actually go on and you can sign up to volunteer. Somebody will contact you and whatnot, which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, for now it's virtuals.
What's next? What's next for virtual and kind of keeping people that want to kind of keep in contact? Obviously, social media being such a big the big proponent of how you guys can kind of reach out to everybody. What's the next thing that you guys have going on?
Well, these just came in today, so this is our next one. It's the I Heart Mom 5K.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, for Mother's Day. So this is the medal, and then everybody gets a cool little bag that you can paint and put your name on or whatever. So with a race number. So this race is next weekend. So March 10th is Mother's Day. So if anybody wants to sign up their mom or friends or the charity is the First Responders Children's Foundation. So if a portion of your proceeds goes there, you can also donate more if you would like to that great foundation. So
and the good thing again with the virtual is, we've talked about with seeing the families out there. I mean, this is something that a family can do for Mother's Day, is to get out there and walk or hop or skip or jump and complete a 5K together. So again, we've had a lot of people that are excited about it. Your time, really, you can put your results in, but there are no awards. Everybody's a winner, and again, you get to celebrate it and do something good with mom.
And that is great. I definitely want to check back in with you guys here in a couple weeks to see how things are going, and to kind of keep people involved. And if there's anything obviously I can ever do for you, please let me know. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to hop on today. And you guys have a great Monday.
Thanks, and good luck to you.
All right, guys, be good.
Bye.
Bye. Jerry and Amy Frosting, j&A Racing. I love those people. I've known them for a long time. I used to, so when Rockstar Parking was a band, we would play almost every race. We'd do Shamrock, we would do Wicked, and just a great community of people to be around. And you sit there and go, man, I want to be this. And I am totally not a runner. My family are runners. They're all marathon runners, and my dad, who is in his 70s, can outrun me, and I will definitely admit that anytime. So let's talk a little bit about what this show is and what's it going to be and all this good stuff. This kind of just started out of people kind of talking about, wanted to know what was going on, and for me to bring in different restaurant people and bands to talk about current state of affairs, to help route some restaurants, talk about the community here in Hampton Roads. I've lived here for 47 years and I absolutely love it. I've met some of the best friends in the world, a lot of musicians who I played with, runners, but just in general, after obviously playing in a band for so long, you meet so many people who have just become your friends. So I love this community a lot, and what I'm hoping is that we can kind of come together. We guys want to talk about stuff. If you know somebody that a restaurant that needs help that we can kind of advertise to push out, we'd love to help them. One of the big things on a lot of people's minds are talking about, when does it look like that we will get back to work as musicians? Which is literally, nobody knows the right answer for that. Different states, I think there were 9 states that went online that are starting to lift restrictions from each governor in each state. Obviously, we've kind of been back and forth, and obviously you guys have seen on TV and on the internet about this 2 years for us to get phase 1, and then you saw the retraction. I'm going to give you my opinion just for as long as that I've done this and people that I've talked to, and restaurant owners, city officials, whatnot, that kind of just taking little pieces and what I can kind of feel like we're going to be in the next couple months. First, let me talk about the kind of virtual shows that people are doing online. If you're a music fan or whatnot, obviously you've seen on Facebook a plethora of live shows that people are going and doing virtual tip jars. A lot of my musicians, Rockstar has over 300 groups. That's solo groups, that's full bands, that's everybody. And not even including like our Santa Clauses, everybody else who are not working right now. But, we have so many people that we employ as our subcontractors for all these different venues. And this is a lot of full-time work. That's all they do. So if you can imagine, this is what you've done for 20 years, and then all of a sudden you can't do it. What do you do? And they've been very resilient in doing these live shows. And you know they've got a cell phone, and obviously cell phones have gotten a whole lot better. I will give you guys a couple tips for that. One of the things is if you're using an iPhone, this is a nice little Lightning to USB adapter. The USB can be fed into any USB mic. I'm using a Yeti Pro, but you can use a lot of different plugins for that. Also, a company called Zoom makes a really good module for bands. So you can obviously it has two inputs. It does have an exterior microphone, but you can plug this into your computer and run into Garage. If you're on Mac user like I am, you can run in GarageBand. If you have updated software, you can run into different audio programs for your live feed. But most people obviously do it with a cell phone. The problem with cell phones, guys, are that it's an overdriving the microphone when you put drums in there or anything loud. You always want to put the best quality product out there. It's very tough to do, and obviously trying to pay your rent and mortgage and everything else, which is very tough. So one of the couple tips we'll give to you is that one is I would limit your live feeds to about an hour or less. 30 minutes to an hour seems to be kind of like the golden ticket. If you look at your analytics, how long people are logging on, you'll probably see that you get a lot of 3-second clicks, and then then it goes from there. You'll see the 5 to 10. You'll see the people who watch the whole feed. But that's kind of few and far between. Obviously, it's social media, and we have short attention spans, so we're gonna flip on to different things, on and on and on. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that know what your setup is, have an idea of the songs. If you're gonna go live 3 to 4 to 5 times a week, I would discourage it for the main reason that you don't want it to be stale. You don't want it to be like, hey, I'm just playing. Put in some different things, learn some new songs. This is a great time to learn some new things. If you want to put up on your Facebook page or on your personal or your business page that, hey, guys, what songs you want me to learn? You've seen me play it for years, blah, blah, blah. Make a list of it and then call it out, and that way you can interact with people. People love the interaction part of the shows online. I think that's what's great, is where you can see, if you can have a moderator, which would be even awesome, that you can somebody that can just kind of answer questions, or hey, have them play so and so. I got to watch Steve Forrest the other night. Steve's really good about doing songs and taking requests, and oh hey, look, I already did that last week. Let me do this. It's switching it up, because you don't want it to be stale for people. We're all sitting at home trying to figure things out. So let's try to make it interesting for everybody. Real quick, I have to mention my sponsor. If I don't, my sponsor for today, he was going to be very upset with me. So I got to make sure that our good friends from Lindy's right here, located on Joe Booth Boulevard. Kent's a good friend of mine. Kent is giving away a $10 gift card for the first person to answer this question correctly. How long has Lindy's been in business? So what year did Lindy's start? If anybody knows, go ahead and you can, in the comment section down here, I think it's on my screen here. I don't know where it is on yours. It could be on your Facebook screen, but you can go ahead and just type in what year you thought it was, and they'll get a $10 gift card. You can bet there and pick it up. Ken is another company that, another restaurant that has been, obviously hit with this, and just to go only, like all of our restaurants, just with the to go only, and, Grubhub and the DoorDashes have definitely survived. Be sure to, you can always drive up there, let them know that you're there, run inside real quick, pay and get out. Nice and safe and healthy. Let's get back to the live broadcast and all that other good stuff. So, kind of wrapping up on the live broadcast things, if there are questions that you guys have, I've got a plethora of knowledge from people that I kind of consult with and go, hey, Dave, this is what I'm using, whatnot. If you have a problem or a question, email me. You can send it to dave@rockstarbooking.net or info@rockstarbooking.net. And we no, Stephanie, not even close, not 1999. It's the year I graduated from high school, but that is not the year. But if you guys have any questions or whatnot, I'd love to help you out. If you want to do a test feed for us to hear it and go, hey, what do you think about this, about microphone placements or whatnot, please let me know. We'd love to help you. So on to where we're going to be. Even with soft openings, I wouldn't get too excited when we find out that, hey, bars are going to start to reopen, because what's going to happen is with the government mandate and whatever our mayor says, we're probably going to be at half capacity. For us as musicians, when we want to go play a bar, obviously we need a full capacity because we have to pay our bill because the club can't pay us. So I don't see it starting off right off the bat. Now, some clubs will be the exception, who are going to want people in there to bring other people in. But I think that it is going to be a slow state. Nashville or Tennessee in general opened up their restrictions over the weekend to 50% capacity. They did a 6-foot rule, but the governor stated that they did not want any live music. Now, again, how enforced that's going to be, I'm not exactly sure. Back in the beginning of April, talking to a lot of bar owners and buyers, they were thinking, hey, we're thinking Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, I don't believe that's gonna come to fruition at all. Maybe some more outdoor events that are gonna be proper spacing, but I definitely think that we're gonna be under a rule of this that for a while. Last thing, the summertime, talking to a couple of bar owners and some officials or whatnot, everyone's kind of thinking, well, July 4th would be a good time to kick this off. Well, here's the deal: is that diseases don't know dates, viruses don't know dates, so it's a guess. It's going to be a guessing game, and it's going to be, if we can get this herd immunity together, where more people get out. I will talk a little bit about what I kind of feel is right and wrong. I definitely believe that quarantining the healthy is kind of stupid. I think we need to quarantine the elderly, the ones that are susceptible, and the ones that are sick. That makes a lot of sense to me. Please do not drive with your mask on. If I see you driving your car and you still have your mask on, just stay at home. If you're like 80, maybe you shouldn't be driving. I'm not saying there's not a lot of 80-year-old drivers. My father is close to 80, and Dad, you're a good driver. But you got to drive the mask on. You're just recirculating air with your air conditioner. Breathe a little bit. Gloves are always great, and that's probably going to be the norm. You're probably going to start playing in clubs and going out to see people, and they're going to have masks on. I remember going, flying over the last couple of years. You start to see more people wearing masks on airplanes, which is not stupid because you're breathing recirculated air. And flown. A couple of my buddies got sick on the way back from a trip in February, who I still believe possibly had contracted this virus back then, and maybe a different strand or just a lighter case, but they were down for the count. So we shall see. But as far as what we can do in the meantime, I would tell everybody to stay strong. Contact your creditors, contact your landlord, contact everybody, because everyone is going to be in the same boat. You are not alone in thinking like, oh, I can't pay this bill, I can't pay my car payment. Most lenders or whatnot completely understand. Depending on what bank you have your car with, they will give you a 1, 2, 3 month extension on that. Don't just not pay bills. Call somebody. Call your credit card company and let them know. If you can pay a minimum, whatever. Most everyone that I have spoken to, I've told them to do the same exact thing. I did the same thing too. I called, my car company and said, hey, what I do, and I have been with Langley Federal, who is credit union, which is absolutely amazing. Which I wish I had banked them with business, because I haven't heard anything on my PPP loan or my IADL loan from SBA at all. I know a couple of my friends have seen those loans come through, but a lot of us are all in the same boat, and we are either closed or we have employees, wondering what's going on. Luckily, some of you guys have got in on unemployment and got your checks from the government, so that's a good thing. But this is what I would tell you, is that I don't believe this month we're going to see anything. I would be cautious in booking. We haven't booked anything. We're pretty much canceling all of May for all of our vendors have said, let's go ahead and cancel May. So if you're one of our bands, you're probably going to see cancellations come through in the next 24 hours for everything. But what's going to happen is it's probably going to be a flood when we start kind of getting those inklings of, okay, everyone's going, and it's going to be an explosion. Everyone's going to get back to work. When is that going to happen? In my opinion, I think it's going to be July, August. We're going to get through the summertime, and it's going to be a slow roll. It's going to slow roll. Now, that doesn't mean that private parties are going to be out, because if you're going to do an outdoor party, proper social distancing, whatnot. Getting creative, I think, is one ways that musicians are going to survive. I know a lot of guys have gotten jobs, day jobs to kind of supplement their income. And I know that there's a list, and I will publish this list. I don't have it on me, but I did see it online yesterday. I have to look for it, of places that were hiring during the day, just to kind of get through until we open back up and we can get everybody back to work. So this week on the show, I've got a couple different guys. I've got Ray from the Mayflower. Ray's been a good friend of mine. Ray's been a good friend of mine for a long time. Great cook. You guys eat at Doc Taylor's at 21st Street. You probably tasted his amazing food. We've got Tony Schmidt from 21st Street Raw Bar. Chris McGrath from Tap It Local. And I've got a couple other guys that are going to be coming on here in the next couple weeks. Talk about the restaurants. If you have a restaurant that you want to talk about and come on the show and talk about specials or how this is affecting you or gripe, whatever you want to, by all means, please let me know. If you're a musician, the same thing. If you want to come on and do a song or two. This week, I know we've got Anthony Rosano. We've got Mitch Fouts. I know we got a couple of ones, and I just don't have it written out. Me. There's nobody else here. It's just me. I don't know why I say we. So every time I say we, I mean me. But I'm carrying this show on my personal channel for a couple more days. But I'm going to start. This is the last time I'm going to be using this. This is called Yardstream. We're switching formats tomorrow to a different company called Ecamm, which we beta tested today, and it seemed to work out great. We've got some technical issues that I've got to work out with sound and everything, but hopefully we'll get all that done soon. But that way we can stream on YouTube, LinkedIn, which I never go to LinkedIn. I don't know why I said that. Instagram, Facebook, and my personal. So Facebook, I've got Rockstar. I've got Rockstar 757. But if you can, go to the Rockstar 757 page, give it a like. Also, there is a link in the chat for the YouTube channel for Rockstar 757. So we're going to start posting videos. At night, I'll be restreaming. So if you are doing a live performance, if you would, send me an email, info@rockstarbooking.net. Let me know when you're doing your stream, so what we can do is we can carry that. And if you could include your Venmo information or your PayPal, so we can put your donations on there, we can have it scrolling on the bottom there, so people can support you. This is a rough road, guys. We've never been here before. Anybody in our generation or our parents, it's been a long time since we've seen anything that even touches this. But we'll get through it. It's not. I can't be all doom and gloom. If you guys need somebody to talk to, you have my phone number, give me a call. Definitely love to talk to you. Just don't close yourself off, please. But practice, write some new songs. You know what I love to do is I love to see more people write some new songs. That would be awesome. We're in such a cover-driven area. When I first started playing music in 1990, 1991, I started playing music in the church, First Baptist Norfolk. Woo! And started getting active in the choir, and then when I got into college, joined a band, and then all hell broke loose. But with that being said, I started playing original music. I still love original music. Obviously, you cover original music, so you love it. But I'd love to see people, kind of take this time where you're not being every single night in the spin cycle of cover music. Sit down and write some music. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to showcase it, and anything that I could do to help you guys out. I'm all about trying to help you guys. But I appreciate you guys taking the time. This is something new, so there's some technical stuff I need to work out. But last week went great. And obviously over the weekend, we got an outpouring of people who wanted to kind of come on and talk about their businesses and whatnot. So if your business has been affected or you just want to talk about your business or whatnot, we've got time to do it. But a little shorter show today. It is 4:36. Typically the shows will go from like 4 to 5. We're trying the 4 o'clock hour to see how it goes. It seems to be pretty good. We might try to go. I don't want to go too late because I don't want to interfere in anybody's live broadcast. So if you have a live broadcast, I don't want to stop on that. But if you could, again, go to info@rockstarbooking.net. Tell me when you guys are playing, and we'll carry the restream of that show. But guys, have a great Monday. Hope you guys have a great week. Again, special shout out to Kent at Lindy's. All you have to do is answer one question. How long has Lindy's been in business? What year did they open up? And I'll give you a hint. It was not the 90s. It was not the 90s. You guys be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon. Thank y'all. Bye.